Hello again, everybody. Welcome into CTN Ann Arbor's Game of the Week. I'm Nick Wisniewski, and I could not be more excited to be on the campus of Pioneer High School for men's hoops. Skyline Eagles taking on those Pioneers. Both these squads are well coached. They're above the rim. They play hard. They play strong defense. But what everybody's going to be talking about tonight in Ann Arbor and probably all around Washtenaw County will be the guard play. Senior Ryan Wade for Skyline Eagles. Then you've got senior Drew Louder for the Pioneers. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch these two play, and there's going to be some interesting things happening here at Pioneer High School. Stick around for tip-off for CTN's Game of the Week. And thank you so much for joining us, everybody, as we are on the campus of Ann Arbor Pioneer High School. We are ready for tip-off for men's hoops here between the Eagles and the Pioneers. And you can already hear that crowd, that student section, way into this matchup. They love this crosstown rivalry, and they are ready and raring to go. They've been itching to see this all week long. And as we mentioned in the pregame, we'll have that point guard matchup there. You see Wade hitting Kabir on that one down there. Shines the glass, couldn't quite get the outlet pass there. Stolen in the entry lane by the Eagles. Wade with a long three. No go. Pulled down initially by Alex Cunningham here. Coach Rich Marion told me that it was really important for Cunningham and Wright both to come out in their own perspectives and really play and have a strong game here. Said he was way more interested in Cunningham and Wright's play than what Louder would be up to. Skyline definitely has the height advantage here early on. Obviously, we'll be talking a lot about Deshaun Munson, number 1 down low for the Eagles. That young man gets above the rim early and often. There's Kabir Bergen, serious three-point threat for the Skyline Eagles. And we've got some full-court man-to-man here by the Pioneers. Figure they're going to take advantage of some of that electricity going on through the gym here. Trying to make it uncomfortable for the visitors. Malcolm bringing the ball up. Tries a stiff arm, give himself a little bit of space there. They're going to call foul. They're going to call a block or a hold. I believe that's going to be on Drew Louder, number 3. That'll be his first. And if you're the Eagles, if you're one of the Eagle faithful, that's what you want to see early. You take that young man, you take that strong player on the other side, and you get him in foul trouble early as possible. Neither one of these squads have played in a week and a half to 2 weeks, so both of them are going to be knocking off a little bit of rust. trying to get back in the groove of things, trying to full-on game action. I know each squad had a scrimmage over the break, but you know, it's just not the same as getting out there against that opponent that just really doesn't like you and is all up in your grill in quite the same way. Long inbound to Louder. Skyline doing a nice job playing that high defense. Got that 1-3-1 zone. They feel completely confident leaving Munson down low in that 1-3-1 situation. Again, he's tall, he's long, he can jump, he's very quick and agile. Nonetheless, first bucket goes to Michael Eder.
Michael Eder from Louder.
And Pioneers draw first blood in the crosstown rivalry. Holmes there with a little bit of skyhook, but that's exactly what you expect and are going to get from Deshaun Munson. We can see that last one. Wade goes to the hoop, doesn't quite have the right tip on it, but Munson is up on that like nothing. Just amazing ups from that young man. Tips that one back in. You're going to see an awful lot of that from Munson. Wade, quick reception and the long shot, not quite on the way they wanted it. And the Pie High faithful might let him know that he did not hit any iron. Here's Louder stepping away. Pioneer in their home whites. Trimmed in gray and the traditional purple. I like the overpoweringly white unis. I think those look good. They've always looked sharp to me, regardless of sport. And as we've come to know and understand, the entire offense will cycle through Louder. That said, second-year head coach Rich Marion was telling me that he needs to get his squad away from that thought and away from that mentality. Obviously, Louder's the strongest player out there. However, they've got other guys that can contribute and can contribute meaningfully, so they need to think more about those second looks a little earlier. There's Kabir Bergen, goes to the rack, draws contact. Couldn't quite finish. He'll be going to the line. Bergen's really made a name for himself in this young season early on. He's had some big games shooting threes. Dangerous from the outside. Dangerous those shoes too. Look at those things. Those things are sweet. Got that sky blue Nike swoosh and then some more neon going on down there. I like that neon's making a comeback. Reminds me of my youth. There's the neon right there. That's what reminds me of my youth. That wasn't a gimmick back in my day. That's just what we wore to school. That's what we were doing. And Bergen hits the second one, and the Eagles take a 4-2 lead. Van Rendergy there. Dishes in, drew a little contact. Last touch, Eagles. Pioneer, as the usual, dumps deep to Louder. One of these times, you gotta think that Skyline's gonna try to put a little effort on that one. We'll see though. Louder, nice job finding his man right at the top of the key. Cassian Pryor cuts in the middle and puts it in. Pryor is a giant. Like, there's no other way to say it. Cassian Pryor is a giant. He is a tall, tall kid. There's Pryor continuing it. Louder steps in front, gets in that one. cuts over, draws some contact, draws some rim too. Apparently not enough. Louder's making his case that he got bumped on that one. Here's Pryor one more time, couple of dribble steps, and pulls away, expecting the foul. It's still early, man. Don't worry about it. And the Eagles back on the attack. They are not going to allow Bergen any open looks, which is probably why they've got Pryor on him. They want to be able to get a hand on his face at every single opportunity. And now you got Pryor on Wade. Nice inbound lob pass to Munson. Couldn't quite get there, though. And we had a hold away from the play. I believe that's on the Pioneers. Christopher Holmes with the foul there. Score 4-4 thus far. 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Long inbound pass to Munson. Munson could put a move on you there. Christopher Holmes not fazed by that at all. Wade receives. Jumper right from the elbow. No go. He's still trying to find his rhythm so far. And the former Purple Gang, once again, very happy to tell Mr. Wade that he did not hit any part of that backboard. Purple Gang in full force on a Friday night here in Ann Arbor. Where else would you want to be? Wade with the long three, front iron. Nice job by Louder to get ahead to Pryor. Big dunk, two-hander. If you are going to get your home crowd rocking, that is it. Rebound, long outlet, two-hander. Chris Caton running the point now, waiting for that motion offense to start up. They're going to try to run that offense through the baseline. Caton, one-on-one, tries to go up, definitely drew the foul. We'll see if they'll give him that as a shooting foul. Here, let's see that long pass play and that dunk. Great eyes, no one even close to Pryor, didn't look back. That was dangerous. He took a big, long stride. He was almost underneath the rim when he ended up putting his arms through it. And Chris Caton once again on the line here. 5 fouls for the home squad thus far. And that brings the Eagles within 1 point. Pioneer pushes up quickly. Work it around, long three off the front iron. Brought in by Wade, and he's going to push it up himself. He's got his head up looking for Munson. 3 set, long again. Louder one more time comes down with it. Little dipsy-do behind the back. Single pump. And that one's cleaned up and finished off by Christopher Holmes. Back and forth action so far in the first quarter here. We see Louder once again almost finishes, but Holmes, Johnny on the spot, just one-handed tip in, gets it over there. Wade to Munson once again. Van Rendergy waiting for Louder to come receive that. We'll get the offense going from him. Back to Van Rendergy. Sounds like we've got a hold on that high screen. See who that one's going to be on. Chris Caton.
Substitutions for 4. Davion Pipkins for Skyline and Colby Moore, number 4 for Pioneer.
Louder, the man in his face, fall away.
Putback by Aiden Wright.
Aiden Wright finished that one off there for the Pioneers. Wade receives, long three, finally hits his mark. Three-pointer to tie things up with 39 seconds to go here in this first quarter. That's what a leader does. That's what Mr. Wade can do for you. And now we've got the Eagles high. Kobe Moore goes in, draws the foul. Couldn't finish, but he'll be rewarded with 2 free throws.
Fouls on Kabir Bergen, that's his second.
You can see second-year coach Rich Marion right there, talking things over with his staff. That guy's cool as a cucumber talking to him. Things could be going 100 miles an hour all his way or 1,000 miles an hour against him. He's going to have the same look on his face, the same tone in his voice, regardless. Tough to shake him, and that's really what you need as a high school coach. Weather the highs, weather the lows, stay even keel, and set an example for your young men. Kobe Moore with his second attempt. Good. Gives his squad a 2-point lead. Pioneer keeping up with that full court man press. Can't imagine they're going to go away from that anytime soon. Caton having a real hard time shaking his man. Wade trying to find his spot as well, but all they're doing is cycling around the top. Again, waiting for that motion offense to start and move. They're trying to get it along that baseline as opposed to coming up the wing. Help defense there by Pioneer with only 1 second left. Gets the shot away, hits iron, but that will do it for the first quarter of play here at Ann Arbor Pioneer High School. Pioneers up 12-10, but this one is just getting started, folks. Stick around, we'll be right back.
I just wish there was some place I could watch my favorite local TV shows. Wow! Cool, where am I?
You are in a computer terminal.
Who said that?
I am the god of computers. I heard your wish and granted you access to my terminal.
Really? I've always wanted to be inside one of these things. So what's next?
Visit CTN's and the City of Ann Arbor's streaming and video on demand 82gov.org/watchCTN.
What do I do there?
Here you can watch city meetings, community-produced programs, school board and education programming, and a whole lot more.
Yes! This is great!
The live streams include CTN's 4 channels: government, public, educational, and community. Just click the sidebar for the channel you prefer and click play.
I can watch 4 channels. Cool.
For video on demand, go to youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to find your favorite show. Scroll through the mini playlists or simply use the search bar to type in the name of the program.
I wish I knew about this earlier.
Visit 82gov.org/watchCTN for CTN live streams and video on demand.
That's great. Now I can go tell my friends. Once I leave.
Goodbye.
Hello?
And welcome back, everybody, to CTN Ann Arbor's Game of the Week. We've got the start of the second quarter here. Second quarter action for men's hoops. There you're seeing a nice full-on shot of the Pioneers. Now over to the rival visiting Skyline Eagles. And as advertised, this game has been quick, above the rim, and a lot of fun. Action back and forth, strong D. Everything you could hope for in a hoops matchup, and we're giving it to you, folks. Munson high along the perimeter. Outlet pass to Caton. There it is. And it looks like we've got a foul down low. That honestly could have went on either squad.
Fouls on Pioneers, Case and Pryor.
Foul will be given to the Pioneers. That will be their 6th, one away from bonus. That could make for a very long second quarter. Again, both of those guys are going for it. I think the Pryor might have wrapped his arm around him a little bit, and that's the reason both players came down. Munson leans into that one, couldn't quite finish. Gets his own rebound, though, touches it back in.
Sean Munson.
Louder slowing things down, trying to get that offense where he needs it to be. Looking for a high screen from Pryor. Nice job playing off of that screen, though, defensively, staying with his man. Quality job by Davion Pipkins. Davion Pipkins, number 4, also the starting quarterback for the Eagles. Fun fact for you there. Saw some fun options here. He had really some quality games for the Eagles. A couple of them that we highlighted on Games of the Week. You can always go back to YouTube and check those out at any time. Up and under fake there by Aiden Wright. Couldn't quite finish. Wade almost does the splits there. Nearly did his best gymnast. Glad he found some strength down there. Caton finishes, but quick passes up. Another slip down to the other end. They might want to get the towels out there. They might want to get anything and everything out there, honestly. They get out there, get working hard. Might be the towels that are our player of the game tonight. And another slip and slide incident down into the Pioneer bench. Can't quite make out who that is. I think that might be number 2, Aiden Wright. Senior swingman. They've got coaching staff, trainers, anybody close to him, making sure that he's okay. Again, if he came into that bench, it's very likely that he could have twisted his ankle or put too much pressure on the top of that foot. Let's see if we can get in position of that and see what happened as he comes out, jumping after the ball. There it is, exactly. It's just a slide. The left ankle looked all right. It looked like it stayed pretty much upright. Didn't get a good look at that right ankle, but either way, I mean, he smashed into those chairs. That couldn't have felt good. And it does appear that they are working and looking on that right ankle of Aiden Wright. Might have just tweaked it a little bit. Might have just hit it pretty hard against one of the bottoms of those chairs. He managed to work himself up into a sitting position as opposed to just lying on the ground there. So that's a start. And just a reminder, please follow us, like us, check us out on Facebook, twitter.com, CTN Ann Arbor, as well as our YouTube page, youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor. Check us out, watch everything. All the folks around CTN are doing really hard work to put these things up on the interwebs. Check them out. And action has resumed. Louder couldn't find his man cutting. Pioneer sticking with that full court man press. Caton not deterred by it. Louder comes up from behind, knocks it away. Timeout called by Skyline, though. 30-second timeout here by Coach Lovelace. Pioneer discussing briefly. If nothing else, just really good opportunity for both squads to get some legs under them. This first half has been extremely hurried, back and forth, up and down. You see Coach Mike Lovelace in the middle of that pile. Coach Lovelace in his 11th season as a head coach of men's basketball. He's been here from the beginning. He's an OG Eagle, started in 2008 when the school did. And we talk about it every time we come into these gyms, but it's so important to have a program, to have established your expectations from the very beginning so that everything cycles up through the varsity level. Pipkin fighting for that rebound down there. You love to see those younger, or sorry, not the younger, but the smaller guys really fighting for those rebounds. At least he got a hand on it, and it'll stay Eagles ball. Wade working hard to stay open. Munson kind of steals the ball from his own dude. There's the pass into Wade. Wade definitely felt the pressure from Pryor on that one. Munson cleans glass and then finishes again, though. If he gets an offensive rebound, he's going to put it back in. That's just what's going to happen. That's what happens. Louder smartly wiping down the bottom of his kicks as he's calling out plays. Not a whole heck of a lot of motion from his teammates there. I don't know if he's waiting for a screen. I don't know if he's waiting for a cut. But whatever it is not happening. And that half-hearted screen up top wasn't blocking or moving anybody. Nice fake there. Pryor comes away with a long rebound, dishes over to Louder. Louder just a little too far behind the backboard, can't finish that off. Skyline in transition, then stolen by Pioneer. Still trying to determine exactly who this up and down, back and forth pace really favors. Louder goes to the hole, can't finish. He's having an awfully tough time tonight.
Foul is on Robert Malcolm. That's his second.
And they're going to call a foul on Robert Malcolm, number 10, senior. Pryor now will get 2, sinks the first. That finger roll by Louder just couldn't quite execute. But it's nice to have a big guy like Pryor underneath. Clean you up and then draw a foul, get to the line. Pryor one more time, just tall. Just a tall kid.
Pryor makes his 2 free throws.
Hits that second free throw, brings his team within 2 points. Wade from the corner. Pipkin again giving everybody all they can handle down low. Just working his tail off down there to box out, create havoc, and get his hands on the ball. Even if he doesn't bring it down, he's creating havoc down there. Kabir Bergen to the line now. No good. Bergen about to make his second attempt. Hits for the 17-14 lead for his team. Van Rendergy now. Pioneers half-court game still has the feel of something that's struggling or trying to work itself out. They're just not getting what they want. Pryor, long three! Long three, and he tells the Skyline faithful, that's how many points I got. Munson again. Munson probably has about 10 points at this point, and none has come farther than 8 inches from the rim. Munson wide open, nice pass in on that one. Not entirely sure if that was a shot or a pass. It's all the same to Munson, it's all the same to the scoreboard. 19-17 Eagles lead. There's Pryor, fakes, goes to the rim, draws the foul. And with 3:19 left to go in this first half, Pryor really has been the guy for the Pioneers. He's been their go-to. He's been the one making things happen. He's been the one down low playing D. He's been the one sticking his arm into other people's business. And that last three was just money. And moreover, he's been sweet on the line. There's a confident, happy young man. And in the meantime, foul down low once again. Now you've got Aiden Wright back out on the court. Glad to see Wright back up and at him. Again, he was that player that smashed into the bench only a couple of moments ago, but whatever it was, he appears to have shaken it off and seems like he's ready to go. Doesn't appear to be having any stability issues. So glad to see he's back at it. Right here, the second attempt. Now with a 2-point lead for the home team. Pioneer keeps up their full court press, looks for the trap, gets it to Caton. And for as fast and back and forth and wide open as that first quarter was, the second quarter, less so, for lack of a better term. This has been a little bit slower, quite a few fouls. Both squads have 8 fouls. Caton makes the first on his 1-and-1. Calmly, collectively hits the second one, ties this ball game up at 21 apiece. Louder calling for motion. But again, his teammates don't seem to care or know. Finally getting into their full-on offense with some players moving away from the ball. Just in time for Caton to pull that one away, work his team's offense back into motion. Wade finds Munson. Regardless of how tall or how strong you are, it's awfully tough to stop Munson. Again, he's not only is he tall, but he's strong. He's exactly the type of player that you want on that block down there. Wade, nice pass into Munson. Munson knows exactly where he is. Great court awareness. Turns around despite the superior height and Pryor. Muscles through and taps that guy in. Louder back at the line. Louder hits the second, gets the Pioneers within 1 point. Pipkin mishandles. Just got a little too excited there, the Pioneers did. Couldn't find their man streaking up the court underneath the basket. A little bit too much of a post pattern on that one. Needed more of a slant. We got both the Skyline's guards here doing a nice job breaking that press, moving up, trying to work things in. Step back three. but rebounded by Munson. No one in his way. Two-hand jam. His eyes were as wide as that basketball when he looked up and saw no one in front of him. He could not wait to throw that one down on this Pioneer purple court. Pryor, nice step back. Sends it out, long three. Iron, rebounded by the Pioneers though. Second opportunity. Pryor set, but no go. And we have to look at that last Munson dunk. Again, he gathers that, looks up, and jams that one home. Nobody's having more fun than that young man after that dunk right there. And as you may have guessed, we are back at the free throw line. Ryan Wade, front iron on his first 1-and-1 attempt. You'll see that one in full speed. As that one gets away, Munson just collects, turns, one bounce, finishes. Kick ball by Caton. Now we've only got 42 seconds left to go here in this first half. Man, this first half has been moving pretty quickly despite the amount of fouls and free throws. Timeout Pioneer, I believe, was the call on that one. Never mind. Sticking with it. So 34 seconds left to play. Skyline's going to be working, trying to most likely get a look for Munson. Munson looking to set a high screen. Munson to Wade keeping his eyes open. Munson doing a great job from the top of that elbow, kind of directing traffic, telling people where to go away from the ball. 13 seconds left only for Caton to do something. Not a lot of room, and they're going to call that offensive. That is definitely a push-off. Got him a strong forearm to the gut. Caton was doing his darndest to get away, and all he could do was stick out that forearm. See a little bit of a check away there. Not the most egregious foul I've ever seen, but definitely not allowed to do that. You got Pipkin talking possibly to Louder? Or I don't think he's talking to the referee. Maybe he's talking to himself. That's okay too. Louder with only 4 seconds left to go, cuts through half the Skyline defense, draws a foul. And that's it. That's the name of the game. Get to the line, try to get your team some points right before this half is over. And then hype up your teammates, hype up your classmates over there in the corner. Louder's a veteran. He's a senior. He's been on the varsity 4 years. He knows what it takes to win ball games. He's done it. Skyline faithful having a little brief discussion with Mr. Louder. Discussion appears to be ended now. Louder seems calm and collected, as again what you would expect from your senior leader. Nails that second one, gets the Pioneers within 1 point with 3 seconds to go. Curious to see what the Eagles can pull off here with these 3 seconds left. Wade trying like crazy to get open. Instead it's Munson. Nearly finishes that one off. But no, that will do it for a fast-paced, as advertised, action-packed, slam-dunkin' first half of CTN's Game of the Week. Stick around, folks. You do not want to miss the second half of this one. We will see you back in a moment.
Yeah, and they have mismatch day. They had it like it's coming up or it just passed. And I thought to myself, isn't that every day for this age? I think she's mismatch day every day.
Pretty amazed by some of the clothes I put the baby in that I think are going to be cute. And then I'm like, what was I thinking?
Follow CTN Ann Arbor on Facebook. Just open up Facebook, hit like to stay up to date on workshops, our program schedule, and behind the scene photos. Find us at CTN Ann Arbor.
And welcome back, everybody, to CTN Ann Arbor's Game of the Week. You can see the glorious 80s-ness that is the Pie High faithful. You can see the score. This has been a closely contested matchup. It's been a lot of fun, back-and-forth action, big dunks, big plays, and we still got another half of action for you. Getting going right now. Drew Lauder receives the inbound pass, and here we are. His squad down 1 point. Davion Pipkin on him. Hand check foul. Not the way you want to start the second half. Not the way you want to start the second half if you're the Eagles. I got to tell you, though, Pipkin has played some outstanding defense on Lauder. Lauder's been kept pretty well in check throughout that first half, and Davion Pipkin has a lot to do with that. He's not getting any open looks, not getting to the rack like he usually does, like he likes to do. Instead, we've had those other swingmen to deal with. Pry receives that shot. Long three. In and out. Rebounded by the Eagles. No rush to get up court on this one. Robert Malcolm Jr. takes the ball up. Played tightly to start this second half. Both squads playing no space, man-to-man defense. Wade with the long three, and he hits with Lauder coming at him in his face. And that's the start that the Eagles and Ryan Wade definitely want to be a part of, because he also did not have the greatest first half. To start off with a three-pointer like that is going to be huge with the big Mo on their side. Foul away from the ball. Let's go back and take a look at that Wade three-pointer. See him gets away from his man, receives, and even with Louder coming up in his grill, Wade never makes any sort of a flinch. I think he was doing a Robin Hood impression there. Shoot the arrow. I like it. That motion offense looking a little smoother, a little more concise now so far in the second half. I'm sure Coach Marion talked to his guys about that. Louder, good ball fake, cuts inside, gets around Munson. Not an easy thing to do. Kisses it off the glass and finishes it off. Game continues to be tight. Malcolm with the handoff to Pipkin. And here we go for Pioneer on the fast break. Draws contact and finishes with a nice layup. Alex Cunningham. And timeout Skyline. Not the start that Coach Lovelace and his team wanted. So we're going to pull things off here and discuss how to slow them down a little bit and how to get our rhythm back into it. Here's Louder again, goes inside, cuts through some men, runs it, sees Munson coming, and then just fades off him a little bit, leans to the right and kisses that one off the glass. Again, veteran move, great, great shot. Now Coach Rich Marion, again in his second year as head coach of the Pioneers. Sure, he likes what he sees, wants to get Louder some more open looks, wants Louder to attack so they can dish out to some of his other players like Cunningham, some of those other players like Pryor, get them some open looks, and maybe, just maybe, get them some easy buckets. Wade double team. Tries to get the ball into Munson. Good up and over. Munson's office, again, 18 inches from the rim. Louder pressing the issue as he comes up. Pushes Pipkin to the absolute limit. Nice pass behind the back outside to Pryor. Man, if you blinked, you missed that, but that was a slick little play by Pryor right along the baseline. I'm sorry, by Louder right along the baseline to Pryor. Great, great court awareness, and did the only thing he could possibly do. That behind the back no looker to Pryor. I think that caught even Pryor off guard. He didn't know what to do with it once that thing hit him right in his hands. Wade fighting to get open. Absolutely no quarter, no space from Louder, and some help defense. If the name of this ball game at the start of things was to double team and create, just kind of break up the rhythm of Ryan Wade, I gotta say the Pioneers have done a really, really nice job. Excellent job with help defense. Louder's been doing great by himself, but when he has been beaten or he has been a step behind, those Pioneer teammates of him have done a great job of stepping up and helping out, and that's what you have to do in this type of basketball, this type of fast-paced basketball. Wade sinks both and extends the Eagle lead by 4 points. Van Renegade had the ball stripped up from him. Munson now on the go. Not a lot of urgency to go to the rim, but a kick ball by Van Rentergy. Here's Bergen, who's also been just completely taken out of this game. Louder, nice job. Steal and the finish. Louder's got to be feeling pretty good about his game right now. Defensively, he's been doing really solid. And again, he's had some opportunities to come up and make some steals. But Ryan Wade might be heating up a bit. Long pass down. Munson up there. That's got to be goaltending. You really like Munson's aggressiveness. You love the way he plays above the rim. You love his leap ability. but sometimes you're going to be just a little too over anxious. Pioneer will get those points, and the Pie High Purple Gang will inform Munson that that is not allowed. Wade one more time off the dribble. Timeout Pioneers, timeout Coach Marion. Just a quick 30-second timeout. Something about what Wade and Skyline's been doing. Yeah, that ball was clearly right against the rim, coming down on the back end of the rim or just right off of the glass. And he was up on that. I mean, that thing's probably going in anyway, so no harm, no foul, I suppose. But when you're a player of Munson's caliber, and he's such a necessary part of your overall game plan, especially defense, you need him to really understand and be able to differentiate what you can do and when you can do it, not being too over anxious at all times. Louder waiting for that high pick, gets it off to Pryor. Pryor, his second three-pointer of the game, roughly from that exact same spot. He's 2 for 3 from three-point land. And they're going to call that a traveling. Great job disrupting the ball handler there by the Pioneers. Had a couple of people converging on him. But still might have a little bit of a slippery court there. See Munson trying to make that move, but couldn't quite get his footing on that right foot, slipped through again. And now everyone on the Eagles is acutely aware of Pryor and his presence no matter where he's at. Hit a couple of threes and stare down the student section, and suddenly everybody's gunning for you. Speaking of everybody's gunning for you, oh, Wade decided to give himself a try, but to no avail. Not going to forget that one anytime soon, thanks to the Pie High faithful. I do like, it seems like the Pioneer offense is kind of starting out in a different look here this second half. It's been more about Cunningham and Van Rendergy rather than Louder. But also still with that eye for Pryor with a little spin move there and touches that one in. And suddenly the Pioneers have a 1-point lead. Wade receives that one, not much time to stop and go, just throws it up. Long shot, long rebound though for the Eagles. Before Caton comes back in. Caton's been just a really steady force for this Eagles squad so far this game. He's not doing anything fancy, he's not making any particularly big extreme shots, but what he's doing is handling the ball, taking care of his business, and attacking when those opportunities do arise, or shooting when they're there. And he's also hit a couple of free throws. He's been a nice, steady hand. Speaking of steady hands, that's a nice segue into Drew Louder nailing a three-pointer, and a 2-point lead now for the Pioneers with 1:23 to go here in this third quarter. Up and down, back and forth, quick action as you'd expect from CTN's Game of the Week. Louder comes up with that one, draws contact and finishes strong, then calls timeout. 4-point lead for Pioneer. He's holding his calf there. Might have a little bit of a Charlie horse, might have tightened it up, holding his calf, and the Pioneer faithful holding their breath, watching their man down on the ground. Yeah, get him some water, get him hydrated. That's clearly just a Charlie horse, the old chuck wagon. That's my medical opinion. Excellent finish, but he felt that immediately. As he might have felt that as he was going up and finishing. He probably felt that tightness come into his leg. Doesn't seem like it's very extreme. He's smiling. He's going to limp it off. They'll take him to the bench. He'll have to stretch that out a little bit. They'll keep forcing water down him. I really doubt that's the last we've seen of Drew Louder. It might be the last we've seen of him this quarter, but I have a feeling we've not heard the last of Mr. Louder for this evening. The Pioneers decidedly staying small. Munson draws that foul as he spins away and tries to finish that one off. Haven't heard too much from him. The pace of play in this first half has been really away from Munson for the most part. He's gotten his hands on the ball a couple of times near half court or just above the key, but that's definitely not where you want him at all. That's not where he's most effective, clearly. He's effective. I mean, he's most effective getting a foot and a half and closer to the rim. Munson's sock game this evening is pretty strong. I think he's got State of Texas flags, maybe? State of Texas? Or just USA, like it, some Under Armour situation. Just being patriotic, like that. Red, white, and blue regardless. Under Armour doing their job. Munson here on his second attempt after missing the first. Pulls his team within 3 points. And Spencer Morgan checks into the game. First time we've seen him this evening. Feels like a strong defensive substitution. Also back in Drew Louder, number 3 senior for the Pioneers. As clock ticks down, 44 seconds left to go. Good spin and the dish for Pioneer. Very well played. Christopher Holmes on the finish. And Pioneer extends their lead to 5, 44-39, 28 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. Once again, thanks for joining us, everybody, on CTN's Game of the Week. Whether you're watching at home or checking it out online, we appreciate all eyes on our productions. We've got a lot of great folks working really hard to bring you high-quality stuff. Called a push off on Wade on that one. Or I take it back, that was not on Wade. That was actually on Malcolm. Nice replay there of some up and unders for the Pioneers. 4 seconds left. Louder not likely to give this one up. Goes up, over. No rim to find. No more time to find either. And here we are at the end of the third quarter. Pioneer up 44-39. 1 quarter left to play. Stick around for CTN's Game of the Week.
Let me ask you a question. What do you value? How about access to your child's education, their football game, their swim meet, their high school musical, their academic future? Does that matter? What about your access to your government, your police, fire, and public safety, parks and recreation activities, state and local officials, the folks you elect to make decisions for your community? Is that worth anything to you? What about your rights, freedom of speech, to communicate your message, to let your voice be heard? That's got to count for something, right? So let me ask you again, what do you value? How about public, educational, and government access television? It belongs to you. Let's keep it that way.
Well, you should do laundry every day. You should do it. I don't want to smell that.
That's way too much. Every day? How much laundry do you think I go through in a
Well,
single
at least wear
day?
clean clothes.
You should do laundry every day.
I got plenty of clothes to wear, new outfits everywhere.
Everything.
Well, I'm sick of smelling you, dude.
Sweater.
You
I'm
stink,
not a
dude.
I
sweater.
shouldn't
Just wash
smell
your
you
clothes,
at all.
man.
There's so many smells.
Then check and mate.
Here we go, folks. Start of the fourth quarter, CTN's game of the week. Pioneer Skyline Hoops. It has been everything that I expected it to be, and hopefully you all are enjoying it as well. Here we go, Davion Pipkin inbounding. 8 minutes left to go, and this one has been a close one, back and forth the entire way. I really doubt the fourth quarter will be any different. Up high to Munson. Oh, alley-oop jam from a mile away, but no go. They're calling a foul away from the ball. I don't even care if we don't watch that replay 10 times. I don't know what we're doing around here. Just a wasted opportunity. Look at Wade, sees his man going perfectly, throws it up. Munson jumps a little too early, but it doesn't matter because his arms are so long. His vertical is so nice. He finishes so well there, but all for naught. Meanwhile, Pioneer fighting down low, fighting for those second chances. Offensive rebounds have been killing the Eagles, and the Pioneer squad all over this gymnasium is going bananas, folks. Bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S. 7-point lead now for the home team. Purple Gang loves it. Here we'll see the replay on that one. Second opportunity. And Holmes is just all over the place. He's just all arms. All arms scooping that one up. Extended fully to go up and under and finish that one. Just love seeing everything from those players. Holmes, junior center. So with any luck, we'll be seeing him, continuing to see him for the rest of this season and next year on CTN's Game of the Week. But Holmes definitely in the minority here in that he is not a senior. Pryor's a senior, Wright's a senior, Louder's a senior, Cunningham a senior. This team just loaded with players that have been around this game for a while. Bergen doing his best to try to get the ball back inside to Munson. That's been really where they've done the most damage. But the game plan of the Pioneers has been executed very nicely defensively, taking Munson out of this game, out of this second half, I should say. Here we're going to see a little bit more of the Wade Munson show. Holmes a little too over anxious there. Knocked him down. That's kind of one of the old bad boy fouls there. Oh, you got by me, but I'm going to get some body on that. Yeah, I got a lot of arm, a lot of shoulder. Got a little bit of ball. Give him that. Definitely an old Rick Mahorn type foul. And with that free throw, Wade brings his team 1 point closer, 46-40 now with 7:21 left to go. Sinks the second one. Louder, no rush to bring the ball up court. But Pioneer doing a really nice job zigzagging, crisscrossing those passes to break that full court press expertly. With 5-point lead, not a lot of rush. They're more than willing to wait for their shot, pass the ball around, go in, and then come back out. Holmes continues on the offensive glass. And it's just unsung hero after unsung hero for the Pioneers, whether it's Holmes, whether it's Pryor. They're doing the dirty work in order to keep their team in this and keep them not just in it, now up by 5 points. But those offensive rebounds, they can get lost in the stat sheet. Those free throws do not. Holmes getting loose for this second free throw. And sinks it for the 7-point lead. Free throws are what'll do it for you, and the Pioneers have executed when they needed them. And the crowd loves it. The crowd loves that young man that comes off the bench, works his butt off, makes his contribution, and then can go and sit back down. Every player has a role, and Holmes has done his to 100% tonight. And here we see that slick floor coming into play one more time. And another offensive rebound by the Pioneers. Pryor, oh, don't let him hit this. Everybody held their breath as that ball left Pryor's fingers. Wade for the long three. Got a hand on that one. Pryor pushes it up. No look pass to Aiden Wright. Draws the foul though. Even if you don't finish, even if you don't convert, drawing those fouls, slowing things down a little bit, and getting to the line and still hopefully getting some points for your team is the whole game plan here. Pryor kind of running the point there, sends it no look. Right on the second opportunity. Pryor got some hands on it, but couldn't quite bring that one down. Now 49-41. Once more, just a great job by Pioneer getting in those passing lanes, knowing where that ball was coming, doing an excellent, excellent job playing D. Playing man on D as well as playing away. Pryor up and under Munson, nearly finished with another explosive play. And they've got a mass of humanity on that floor. Wade went down, Pryor fell down on him. Even though there was a jumble of bodies, I don't think anybody was particularly hurt or injured. Well, so he ran into Pryor pretty tough there. That's unfortunate. But as pointed out earlier, Pryor weighs probably about 110 pounds, so what kind of damage is he really doing? They are calling intentional foul on Pryor. The referee's over there explaining that to Coach Marion right now. The coaches love the hard-nosed effort. When a player hits the dirt that hard, inevitably you're going to hear some sort of intentional, flagrant, technical. Coach Marion, not a huge fan of that call, though. Wade missed the first attempt. Missed the second. So a golden opportunity missed by the Eagles on that one. They do retain possession, however. And there's Munson initially to Wade. Wade back to Munson. And that's the type of play that has gotten them over that entire first half. And we might have a little bit of a momentum shift here going the Eagles' way. Just a 6-point deficit for Skyline currently. And another foul away from the play. All I know is if there's back and forth offense and the crowd's really into it and there's an electric atmosphere, nothing's more fun than fouls away from the play. Wade with another contested long three. And Pioneer gets it and is off and running. Sends it up. Pryor's waiting for that. Regardless, pulls that one down from the rim. Puts it right back in. Pryor's been this entire game exactly where his team has needed him, exactly when they've needed him to be there. Another foul on the shot. That'll be a 2 spot for the Pioneers. Now with 4:29 left to go here in this fourth quarter. And that was also the 7th foul on the Eagles in this half. And as we all know, that means Pioneer will be in the bonus for the duration. Two shots for Kobe Moore here. Hits the first, puts his team up by 9. And now the first double-digit lead of this game for either team. Katenbach running the point. Wade to Bergen. Bergen, again, been a complete non-factor this game. Apparently the ball was slapped away and he was able to keep his dribble. Pryor, quality job there, coming off of his man and trying to double up and get out on that point guard play. The officials telling both players to break it up a little bit. Ball hasn't even been handed to the inbound. And we've got a foul on Mac Van Rentergy. I don't want to sound like I was prognosticating, but you can kind of see that one coming. He was entirely too close to Caton before the ball was even handed to Bergen. The referee wasn't having it, and he just wouldn't back off from it. Caton hits the first. No go on the second attempt, though. Skyline still trails by 9. Pryor bringing the ball up. Crossed over, but falls on that slick floor one more time. Good move. When your wingspan is that long, that crossover is just a monster. Louder picks it up, and then another foul on the ground. He'll go to the line for 1 and possibly a second if he's good. Here's Louder on his first attempt, one-on-one, hits it. Extends the lead to 10 points once again. Can't get the second one. Munson brings that down. Munson personally looks a little winded. He looks a little gassed. It's not going to stop him from fighting. It's not going to stop him from playing, working hard. But he's breathing out his mouth, as they say, and that's not what you want from one of your best, most dynamic players at this point in the game. You don't expect him to be fresh.
Holmes is disqualified on fouls. That's his fifth.
Munson now at the line. At least this little break will give him a chance to catch his breath a little bit more. Coach Lovelace in the background of that shot right there. Once again, he's been with this program from the very start, and he's been extremely successful. He's been lucky to have some really quality, high talent, but it's what he's done with that talent that has made him, help him make a name for himself in Southeast Michigan basketball. And Brian Wade continuing to make a name for himself. 8-point deficit now for the Eagles. Louder, no rush to get his team into their offense. See Pryor trot up for that high screen one more time. Louder spins away from it. And they're calling that foul. Offensive foul on Louder. Offensive foul. And he went down holding same calf, I believe, or again, it's another muscle issue. More Gatorade for Mr. Louder. As that's happening, again, more opportunity for the Eagles to relax, rest up, get some stronger legs. And this is a free timeout for Coach Mike Lovelace. As the smart coach that he is, what he's going to do is get his men together, tell them what's been working, what hasn't been working, and try to pick out where they go with 3:03 left to go, down by 8 points. They need to get some set plays. They really want to get Munson open in some level. That's something that has been few and far between here in this second half. Pioneers have done a really, really nice job of locking up their men defensively, whether it's in one-on-one situations or in that help defense. But we have not called Mr. Munson's name too much in the second half. The one time we did was that amazing alley-oop from forever away, and that ended up getting wiped out due to a foul away from the play. Wade now with the ball in his hands, starting out with it. Cuts to the rim, just rolls out. An unlucky, unfriendly roll out of the rim there. Wade back at it though, not deterred. Smart move, call timeout for the Pioneers. In the face of two of the better players in this entire county, decide to call a timeout. Step aside, we'll call a play to get this ball inbounded and get back into our half-court offense. Then on the other side, Skyline going back to their X's and O's. Coach Mary needs to remind his players best way to break that press. As always, stay away from the sidelines when you're trying to break the press. When you get that ball, it's also really helpful to not put it down immediately. Receive that pass, keep your head up, and look around. Put it in that triple threat position. You can pass, you can dribble, and if you're close enough, you can take a shot. But the idea is to not make yourself one-dimensional. As soon as you put that ball on the court, you've taken away some options. Ball will come out just underneath Pioneer's basket. I'm sorry, Skyline's basket. There it is. Work it around. Keep your head up. Excellent job trapping, but he found his man cross court. Into the corner for Pryor. No rush to take that shot. Wisely, instead of just chucking up another three, waits on it, moves the ball around, keeps the clock going when you're up by 8 points. I don't think we're going to see any of the Pioneers in too much of a rush to take a shot when they can eat away some clock. And now we've got Pryor the ball here. Just bounces out on the first opportunity. And I don't know if he called a foul or if that was a lane violation on Munson. I believe they're calling that one lane violation. So, second opportunity for Mr. Pryor. Let's see if he can take advantage of that gift that the Eagles just handed him. And indeed he does. Frustrating as a coach to see something like that happen. Again, you miss that 1-and-1, and then just being in a little too quick, just being a little too jumpy. And now your opponent goes back and makes that one and has a second opportunity right now, which he handles. And we're just under 2 minutes here left to play. CTN's game of the week, 56-46. Pioneers have been leading this entire second half. It seems like Munson, nice job cutting through. And Pryor with a long outlet pass. Hits the layup and one. He might have bumped the defender on the way out. I'm not sure if they're going to call a foul on the secondary bump. He definitely got fouled going up, so he's getting one regardless. Here, let's see that again. That long up-court pass by Pryor. That one-hander. Got a little bit of spin on it, not bounce pass, too. Excellent finish by Kobe Moore. And then as he heads back, a little bit of a bump. You may be able to hear natural sound, the Pi High student section singing a song that is at least double every single one of their ages. And I may have misheard, but I believe they did give Moore a tech on that one. Coach Marion getting the entire long and short from official Jeremy Valentine. And I think that's it. I think Moore may be a done deal, so because of that, Alex Cunningham will come in and shoot this free throw. Cunningham sinks it. And now will we turn around for Eagle free throws? There it is. Okay, so I think I have a feeling for what's going on right now. Wade's going to shoot Probably 2 because of the flagrant, or because of the technical, excuse me. Again, with the technical foul, any player on the court can go and shoot, regardless of who it was levied against. But Moore definitely is no longer in this ball game. Skyline down by 12 with 1:42 left to go. Not a completely insurmountable lead, but it's going to take some magic here by the Eagles. Wade crosses man over, cuts into the middle, draws a foul again. He'll take a look at that again as Wade cuts into both of those defenders, goes airborne. Pryor left his feet, don't get me wrong, but it sure seemed like he got a lot of ball, and he definitely had a strong position, whereas Wade was clearly angling to get that foul. He was definitely trying to draw something up there, and he succeeded. Wade gets 1 out of the 2. Skyline back into that strong full court press. And I definitely don't want to dwell on anything or bring up anything about how these officials and referees are playing. All I know is if my partner Pete Poyer would be here, he would have some things to say about how this game is being officiated in the second half. At this point, we know who you guys are, and we know what your job is. But the trick is, let these kids play this out. Again, the momentum, the energy in this place was electric. The momentum, the energy in this place was sky high, and it has just been crushed down. And I understand you don't want things to get too chippy. You don't want anybody to get hurt or start anything. I really don't think that that's going to happen in this rivalry with these players. Let the game happen. Play this one out. Caton doing a great job of getting to the rack, scoring. Pioneer with only 10 seconds to get the ball across the timeline. They do nicely. And we've got Louder injured in the backcourt, and I believe that that's why the ref blew the whistle and called officials timeout. There you can see Louder in the background of your shot, limping off and finding the trainers one more time. That's got to be frustrating for a young man who has played so hard. He's working so hard. All he wants to do is finish this off. It's going to be, in theory, a great, great victory for him and his team. But he can't be a part of it because, you know, his muscles aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing today. And this is also something that can happen when you have had as long of a break as both of these teams have. We are the first Friday outside of the holiday break, so it's been 10, 11, 12 days since either of these teams have played full on against another opponent, and your muscles just aren't used to the work that they've been putting into them this way, and there's a lot of extra wear and tear on them now, and these cramps can happen. Pryor sinks his first free throw. He's been money on the line. And the second one. 13-point lead now for Pioneer as we approach the 1 minute mark. Wade, why not? Skyline keeping up that full court press, doing a really nice job of getting their men, but Pioneer breaking it expertly, continuing to break it expertly, finding those players wide in the corners or hitting their men just across the timeline. They've done an excellent job of spreading the court out, finding open passing lanes, and then hitting them precisely where they need to be. Aiden right now really just putting the final touches on this Pioneer victory. I'm sure the Pioneers' whole game plan at this point is to just pull back, not create any foolish fouls. Pryor still attacking the rim, though, nonetheless. Wade, nice job there. Little something for his highlight reel. Little something for possibly some plays of the week or plays of the season. He's trying to get his name and his face in there. See that one more time. Lets his man cut across. Lefty dunk as he passes by. Not an easy thing to do. Great play, but too little too late, as the kids say. Aiden Wright back to the line. So first game back from the holiday break, kind of a mixed bag for both squads. Pioneer got off to a slow start, eventually found a way to knock the rust off, and despite their best player, Drew Louder, not being at the top of his game, or even here ending the game, the entire team did a really nice job of playing team basketball, scoring when they need to score, and coming through with a really big victory against A, crosstown rival, B, conference opponent. This will put them up to 8-2 and just really in the driver's seat of the conference, waiting to see Ann Arbor Huron in the coming weeks. Skyline, on the other hand, played a really strong first half, and in my opinion, just kind of got beat X's and O's in that second half. As the clock ticks down here to 3, 2, 1. That will do it for this game. Final score, Pioneer 65, Skylines 55. We are not quite done, though. Please stick around. We'll interview our player of the game, and then we'll call it wraps. Thank you for joining us. We will be right back with CTN's Game of the Week. And here we are, post-game player of the game, Kason Pryor. Kason, first off, just tell me how big of a victory this is for you coming off that holiday break.
Hey, this is a big win. I know last year is my first year here. We went 0-3 against them. You know, it's my first win against Skyline in my Pioneer career, so I'm glad we got this one tonight.
Drew Louder, everybody focuses in on him, but this was really a team victory, and you really stepped up. What was it like hitting some of those threes early on? How'd that go for the confidence in the overall game?
Hey, like I said, I came out, ready to beat them. You know, I was tired of losing them, so it came out with great confidence, shooting my shots like I know I can. So.
And how big is this as a confidence booster moving forward with the rest of your season now?
Man, we feel like we could beat anybody now. I mean, hey, Skyline was a great team last year. Got a good team this year, but, hey, we got them out the way. So I think that gives us a lot of confidence going forward.
Saying all the right things, as usual. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you for tuning in to Game of the Week. We will see you next time.